And this book is called The 3 R's. And so what I want to do is I want to pose a question to you to start out, and you're going to write your response on your board. Okay? So what I want you to think about is, have you ever seen somebody walking around who throws something away that could still be used? Have you ever seen something like that? Like you've seen them throw it away, or maybe you have thrown something away and then you notice that it could still be used, or it's still good, or whatever was in it, there's still something in there.
I try not to.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to jot down just a couple ideas, either just bullet notes or a list or as a sentence. I want you to jot down what are the effects on the community and in the environment when somebody does that. Throwing away something that still has some use left in it. Still useful, throwing it away, and use off. And I'll explain it too. Okay? So we're just going to go around and you tell me a time that you did it when you threw away something that still had use left. So you just tossed it.
This is very wasteful, but this paper was all crumpled up, and I thought, well, this looks kind of unuseful, so I just threw it away.
Clean paper that
Yeah.
you tossed, okay?
I used to make a mark on a paper, and if I didn't like it, I'd throw it away.
So pretty close to him, make a mark and then toss it. Gunner?
There was this one time where I was with my dad and we were putting our games for the year, and so I got mine when it doesn't look good. I just threw it away.
When it still has some use.
I used to go to elevator anymore. They used to, whenever I eat an apple and then I get full and so I just go,
Yeah. Or just things that I toss in the trash and I'm like, wow, I could have used the other side of that paper. Or the bottom half of that paper. Or in your case, I could have just used the paper. Right? Okay, now I want you to focus your attention on the effects that when people do that right here, we have 6 people right here who have done it. And we may all do it multiple times in the same day. What do you think about the effects on the community and the environment? So do you want to volunteer what they were thinking on how that affects? Okay, Andrew, you want to start?
like if it's a public trash can and you throw away like plastic or something and the animals will find it and choke on it.
Okay, that's a possibility.
I want to put it in because we found really good stuff that if you just throw it in the trash, or if it's like an apple, you could just throw it outside and the animals yeah.
Okay, so maybe there was somebody who could use that apple core, or the whole apple in that case. Okay, that's a good example.
Like an old umbrella that you could probably fix really cheap, like you can throw it away, it's going to be a mission to give it.
Okay, or an umbrella where maybe one of the spokes is broken but it still works, and sometimes I've tossed things out like that. Somebody could use that. That could be a good umbrella, isn't it?
It wastes what it came from. Like if you throw away good paper and pencils, it wastes trees because that's where it came from, and you need trees.
Okay, good.
Like maybe if I maybe you threw away half a pizza and then you throw it in a trash can, that can also help the animals that sometimes get in the trash can and they can food.
Okay, so that's a positive effect.
Yeah, but you gotta keep the trash can clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start a book called The 3 R's. You happen to know how the 3 R's are? You probably have heard them. You never. Do you know it? Okay. Yeah. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Does that have any connection to what I had you just write on the board? How does it connect?
Because like if you
Let me let her answer and then I'll let you.
But with the paper, you could recycle it instead of just throwing it away.
Okay, so the paper thing. Okay, yeah.
that's what it is.
Okay, what about your apple core?
Like animals could use it, and so it would be research.
Is it like compost?
Okay, yeah, for composting, which returns it back to the earth. Reuse the umbrella. Okay, you said something about a plastic bottle that could have been recycled and turned into something else. So, I'm going to pass you the book. And so now you understand sort of the idea, the theme that's running through our book, and we're going to take a quick walk through the book so you can kind of know some of the areas and know the basic outline of the story. What's going to happen in the story is you have a group of students who are working together on a community service project, something to help their community and the environment. What's eventually going to happen, though, is they're going to have difficulty coming up with an idea. But on the bottom of page 3 is a word that shows up underneath where mental is bolded, and it's the word hoodlums. Have you ever heard that word before? Hoodlums.
They should have that word highlighted.
Yeah, right? Hoodlums. You ever heard of a hoodlum?
Heard of it, but
Where have you heard of it?
I'm not sure where, but I've heard of it a lot.
Okay. Well,
Sounds familiar.
we don't have any hoodlums here, that's why. A hoodlum is sort of a description of a person who's kind of a troublemaker, kind of doesn't follow the rule, and like just a bunch of hoodlums. Okay, and so if you are a hoodlum, it wouldn't be a compliment. Okay, and so if you think about that kind of person, how does that person connect to the reduce, reuse, and recycle idea? How do you think hoodlums accept that?
Yeah,
Do you think they walk around with blue bins recycling things all the time?
no, they don't care.
They're like the opposite of Eric.
Okay, so yeah, they're the opposites of what they're doing is causing the trouble, right? Alright, so let's keep going through the book. Let's go to page 9.
Tony glared at his friends. Look, he said, so far we've only met twice. Then, even though what's an idea for
Do you know the meaning of the word?
really wanting to get something done.
Okay, so what would anxious look like? Okay.
Project.
Go to one more paragraph.
The money never seemed to stretch far enough. Clothes, toys, and bikes were passed from one brother or sister to the next. That was life for most of the kids in their neighborhood.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. On that first paragraph of that page, you see how it ends and it says the sooty snow matched Tony's mood? What does that mean?
Like he feels upset that he just wants to be alone.
Okay, how can you compare snow to a person's mood?
The colors of snow, if it's dark, you probably feel sad.
Okay. What does snow feel like? Well, we wouldn't know here in Texas, but what do you think snow feels like?
Wet.
Yeah, wet. Yeah, so that's a good comparison. Okay, comparison.
He's like, leaning his eye. After you fix it up, I'll take an actual picture.
Can I ask you a quick question, Katie? What's happening with that tricycle?
So someone had I guess it was their old broken tricycle, they set it out, and he saw it, and he was like, well, it's not in that bad of shape, I can fix it up. And so he was like, so his friend said that he's gonna fix it up, and his friend was taking the before picture and the after picture.
Go from there. Because you literally, you predicted it exactly the way it was by the body language of the people. And what you didn't know was what that kid was doing.
Yeah.
Do you remember what that kid was doing?
He's writing a comic book.
Doing a comic book. Manta Ray. Okay. Well, he's really paying attention. Okay, where does the story go from there?
The girl who's actually trying to work on it gets really frustrated.
Home. Right, remember that? I want you to think about the differences that happen in a classroom like this. Okay? And I want you to make a list of some things right now that when you think about other kids or yourself, and you get a big group of kids, we got the whole 5th grade, put them in here. I wouldn't want to do that. And put them in here. Think about some of the differences that occur. Some of them are noticeable, and other things are things that you would never notice. Differences that can happen among a group of kids. What it would be like if I put all of you in a group and said, you have to come up with a community service project. There'd be things that you would never agree upon. Okay, if anyone share one or two of your things?
Some people would be working, and some people wouldn't be working, so I couldn't survive.
ethic or work
ethic couldn't survive.
Yeah, work ethic is a good word to describe that. Gillian, what is
People get knocked into the law and
okay?
personality,
Personality, sure, certainly. Anything else?
how they do things.
What do you mean how they do things?
Like, maybe someone would do something a certain way because they feel that way about it, but someone else would feel a different way about it, so they do it differently.
True, very true. Yeah.
Maybe like if something is happening at home, that kid's always upset and they don't want to do anything.
That's right. Stuff from home carries over to school, and then they don't want to do anything, and it's not that they're mad at you, it's just other things are bothering them.
Then you learn